Hi, today I'm going to go through all the stocks I have my eyes on in 2021. And some of these companies I've put videos out on already, and some of these companies I still need to dive into and I'm learning about at the moment. I don't know what is going to happen in 2021. Look, no one does, but what I have learned from 2020 is it's a good idea to be prepared for something dramatic. Look, I wish I had done more company investigations before the market fell back in March and April of 2020. That way I would have my buy prices organized and knew what I wanted. I still did really well, but I could have been just more organized and I won't make that same mistake again. So let's go see what companies I think should be on your radar as well. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My videos are about investments that anyone in the world can make. Now, I'm trying to help as many people as possible understand what it is they're actually investing in. Most people spend more time researching their next phone or their next holiday than they do their next investment. I have built a reasonable sized investment portfolio that I'm aiming to grow at 20% per year. Now, I base a lot of my knowledge on the great investors, Peter Lynch, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Monish Pabrai, and a handful of others. Now, of course, I'm not perfect at this. Not every investment that I make is going to be amazing and go up 100 times. But we definitely will find some great investments and we're going to be pushing for that 20% goal. Now, these are the stocks I have on my watch list, but they are a long way from the price I'm willing to pay. So I will keep updating my buy prices, but I don't look at these companies very often. Amazon is a great company, still with good growth potential and far more monetizing to happen. The current buy price I have is $2,350. Facebook, it's one of my investments and one of the most popular stocks held by super investors. Facebook appears to be a compounding machine. The only problem is the law of large numbers. It is getting so big that it really can't keep going at the speed it has been going in the past, but look, it's a super company. My current buy price is at $200 and I'll be definitely buying more at that price. Alphabet, another one of my investments and the second most popular stock held by super investors. I like how Monish Pabrai summed up Google when he said, the next Google is Google. Well, it will be one of the greatest companies of all time and the current buy price I have is $1,100. Next up is Apple, and Berkshire Hathaway is the largest shareholder and the stock has exploded over the past few years. The best brand in the world by far and has a very high stock price, unfortunately. My current buy price is only $30. MasterCard, one of the best return on invested capital companies out there, averaging an amazing 60%. This means that the company is turning their free cash flow into a lot more profit. They have been doing this now for many years. The law of large numbers might affect MasterCard as well, but I think cash will die a slow death and aid the growth of MasterCard and Visa. Unfortunately, it's just too expensive. My current buy price at $230. Visa. Now, it doesn't have the same ROIC as MasterCard, but still a great company. Same thesis as MasterCard as well. My current buy price is only $100. Microsoft haven't done much wrong this decade. They grew solid throughout when a lot of people wrote them off. A really well-managed company, but like the companies above, the law of large numbers will work against them. My current buy price is $120. Alibaba is what I think is the best play into the China story. I think they are doing most things really well and should still see solid growth. My current buy price, $220. Tencent, another great play into the China story. Tencent have their fingers in just so many pies that they're a little like Google and will continue to grow and grow. My current buy price is $45. Nvidia. I think officially my favorite company, and I just can't get a price even close to what I want. Their ROIC percentage is just off the charts at a 5-year average of 70%. This is the compounder that I would just love to have in my portfolio, but I'm not going to pay stupid prices for it. I'll find a better investment opportunity somewhere else because my current buy price is only $300. Baidu, another Chinese company here that I think is not as well positioned as Alibaba and Tencent, but still a good company. I'm not rushing out to buy them anytime soon, but I would invest if the price became attractive. My buy price is $65. Now, if you're sitting there wondering where am I pulling these buy prices from? Well, it is my intrinsic value calculator that is getting me these prices. What I am doing is estimating the future growth rates of the company and factoring in what return I would want to make myself. I then apply a healthy margin of safety because I'm attempting to predict the future, and that's obviously impossible to get that accurate. So I'm just trying to get some sort of ballpark figure. My intrinsic value tutorial video will explain in far more detail if you want to try it yourself. Plus, the calculator is free and it's in the description below. Okay, now we're going to move on to companies I'm watching a little more closely as I have an investment thesis that I'm watching play out or the buy prices are a lot closer to the current share prices. Berkshire Hathaway, the greatest return from a stock that has pretty much ever happened, led by Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, who will go down as the best investors of all time. Why not invest in the company that they have all their money invested in as well? Many super investors have big stakes in this company too, and I'm on board and looking to buy a lot more. The current buy price is $210. Skyworks, now they're one of the lesser known companies here on my list, but it's one of my favorite. They are in the heart of 5G and going to be a big player over the next decade. Their ROIC is at a very high 32% average over the past 5 years. They have no debt as well. Look, this is a company I'm going to be holding for decades. I'm glad I bought at a good price and I would love to be buying more. I try not to have favorites, but this would have to be my top 3. Current buy price, $120. Okay, Middleby. Now, this investment is all me. I didn't find it from any other investors. I didn't hear about it from anyone else at all. It actually popped up on one of my screeners I was using, and I had to do a lot more hard work investigating this company because no one was looking at it. Now, look, maybe I got a bit lucky because anything that I would invest in back in, say, May of 2020 would have been successful, but it has gone up 140%. It really has just gone back to the value it deserved, and I feel I understood what the company was worth, and they had a good balance sheet, so I knew they weren't in any trouble. So the opportunity is now over, but I'm still wanting to stay up to date and hope to see this one compound over the future as well. The current buy price, only $70. Bank of America, another company held by many super investors. It's a boring old bank, but it was really cheap buying under $22 for a business that is clearly worth a lot more. As the world gets back to normal and interest rates begin to return to some sort of normality, Bank of America will make a lot of money. The good thing is they already are making a lot of money even today. The current buy price, I think, really good buying at $24. All right, the next company is Intel, and I think the pessimism is a bit overdone here for the company. They still have solid financials and have a very strong reputation. Look, time will tell if they can turn it around or not, maybe something for most people to avoid. I'm watching, but not looking to invest until I get a bit more information. Under $40, and things will look actually really interesting. Global Cord Blood Corporation. Now, unless you watch my video on this company, you will have never heard of it. It is a Chinese-based umbilical cord storage company operating in 3 provinces in China. Now, there are a lot of things going on with this company. They have a takeover offer on the table at about $7.50 a share. The rules in China are being reviewed at the moment. It currently gives them a monopoly in 3 of the 7 provinces, so that might change. And they are a small cap Chinese company that has a reputation for creative accounting. So this isn't for those who can't stomach wild price swings. This is an investment that needs a big margin of safety. I think the buy price should be $3.50. Okay, Biogen. Now, they're a decent-sized pharmaceutical company, and what I like about Biogen is their financial performance. As a numbers person, this really speaks to me. The 26% return on invested capital percentage average over the past 5 years is just like the cherry on top as well. But I think there will be some short-term price fluctuations in this one, so hoping to get some at the price that I want. Current buy price, $240. I actually have another order in at $200 as well because that's quite possible. Now, Prudential Financial. Now, this is an amazingly solid life insurance company that is about as stable as an investment as I can think of. The insurance industry is set to grow further, and I think Prudential is the best out of all of them. And I really like their move into emerging markets. Now, this company could just tick along for decades and make a lot of money. Currently, I believe it is well undervalued from a price to book perspective. The current buy price I have is $80. Electronic Arts. So we're talking about the gaming companies here, and I like them all, but I think EA I like the most. I think they have a lot of potential still and very solid financials. I love the 70% gross margins, and the ROIC of 28% average over the past 5 years is a big reason why I should invest. Look, part of my thesis is I don't see a world where computer games don't get better and more engaging. Plus, esports is growing and EA will be a part of that as well. My current buy price is $100. I think Activision Blizzard has the best titles out of all the gaming companies. Well, at least the most addictive titles anyway. The main driver of esports growth is very obvious. I love their 70% gross margins too. I have a current buy price at $50. Take-Two Interactive. Now, I do think EA and Activision Blizzard are better investments, all things being equal, but Take-Two are still a very good company that own Grand Theft Auto. I would be interested at the right price, and that buy price is $120. Nintendo. Now, I know I said Activision Blizzard has the best titles, but Nintendo actually probably have the best brands. I can't imagine a world where Mario and Pokemon don't exist, So this company is also about as stable as I can think of. Now, gross margins aren't as good as the previous companies since Nintendo makes hardware as well, but their average 5-year return on invested capital is 24%, which is very impressive with those lower margins. Nintendo is a great company, plus the only Japanese company on my list, and my current buy price is $45. Dropbox. Now, one of my more recent investments, this has many of the attributes of what I think is a potential 100 bagger. We have a very heavily invested founder and CEO in Andrew Houston, rapidly growing free cash flow, no dividend, which is a good thing, and they're in a growing market. Now, I know competition is the big elephant in the room here, so that's something I want to monitor. Dropbox are still growing very solidly though, even with this competition. So my current buy price is $20. All right, next is Micron, and this one is I'm following unashamedly in the footsteps of Monish Pabrai, Li Lu, and Guy Spitt, who I truly respect as investors. Look, I dug deep into this company and didn't love it anywhere near as much as these guys did. It is a cyclical but growing business. I would be interested in having some skin in this one, but I need a good price because these guys paid really low prices to where the current price is now. So I really want at least what they bought it for. That gives me, I feel, at least some good margin of safety. So my buy price is $40. Seritage Growth Properties. Now, another super investor stock here with Warren Buffett, Monish Pabrai, Guy Spitt, and Phil Town, all heavily invested in this one. This is a real estate play in America, as Seritage owns many of the old Sears and Kmart real estate locations in America. I actually think the company is in a tough spot at the moment and is quite a while away from making some profit. Look, this one's a bit more risky, but with the low price we might get for this company, it's a heads I win, tails I don't lose much kind of company investment here. Sure, it is possible we lose 100% on this investment, but we could make 1000% with the business just executing its plan. So to get that, I really don't want to pay anything more than $12. Sprouts Farmers Markets. Now this is a shout out to Andrew Latender for giving me the heads up on this one. Look, it's not going to blow any of us away, but I like the fresh produce, healthy lifestyle trend, and the company has very solid financials. If the company can grow at 15% per annum and the share price moves to a PE of just 15, well, there is a lot of long-term price upside here. So if the share price gets neglected, then I want to know when the price is just too good of a deal. And that price, I think, is $15. Okay, so here's a summary of all the companies that I've been looking at so far. Just pause the video here if you want to look over it in more detail. And look, can you please hit the like button for me so I know this video has helped you in some way? Look, it helps my channel out a lot, and I also need the feedback. Okay, now I'm going to show you some companies that I haven't researched yet, but it's just a sneak peek into my upcoming videos. iRobot. No, not the movie starring Will Smith, but those annoying robot vacuum cleaners that we see cats riding on in YouTube videos. TD Ameritrade, one of the best brokerage platforms for Americans. Interactive Brokers, one of the best brokerage platforms for everyone else in the world. Logitech, which is a Swiss-based quality computer accessories company. Think speakers, webcams, mice, keyboards, stuff like that. Equinix, which is a REIT that specializes in data centers. It's an interesting real estate and technology trend company. Seagate, which is mostly known as a hard drive company that actually is very important to cloud computing. Let me know what you think of this list and tell me what you think I should add. Look, I'm very interested to hear opinions from all of the people in my audience because I get some amazing ideas from you. And a big thank you for staying all the way to the end of this video. Please hit subscribe so you don't miss my future videos, and I will see you next time.